Hey everyone, it's Brad Kilgore here with America's Best Shops, doing another jam session with my good friend Laura Southerly. How are you, Laura?
Doing fantastic. We don't have as much snow, so even better.
Good, good. Well, I think we're going to get snow here in the high country of Colorado. Right now it's sunny, but it's very windy, but it's coming again. So we need it. So, each time we do a little jam session on America's Best Shops, we like to give you practical information. We like to give you tips and tricks of what can be utilized right now because AI in general, for marketing for your business in your personal life is changing so rapidly. I mean, literally daily. And Laura and I were just looking at another new feature on one of our favorite tools, Notebook LM, and we're like, oh my gosh, we knew it was coming. Here's more updates and improvements and enhancements. So we're not going to deep dive into that today, probably next time. But as most people know, AI is here to stay. But the other thing too is AI is not magical, you know. AI is not magic, but it can be very magical, you know. It's not necessarily just the strategy anymore, but it's the multiplier. Your customers are using it, your competitors are using it, and it's just amazing how fast it's going. So I'm going to share screens here for a minute because I think this one is really cool. And let's just share screens and jump right in. So if I go to share here, let's see. Okay. So let me know if you can see my screen, Laura.
Can.
Okay. So I am on google.com, but where I'm at now is the AI mode, which is very simple to get to on your mobile device or also on your computer. Normally, what we see is this. This is the normal google.com. You're searching, and I'm in dark mode, so yours might be white, but I like dark mode. But now, whenever you're on google.com, you have this little feature right here. It's got this little funny colors on it right here. But if you click AI mode, now, literally, you are in much more than just search mode. You can now ask it questions. You can have a conversation with it about anything and everything. And so, with all of that being said, over here on the left, you have Start New Search and you have AI mode history. So, if you go to history, you can go where you were before. Let's just start a new one, right? And let's just think of something that may be relevant to a repair shop, right? And
Brad,
so
even as you're typing, I think that even pointing out what it's going to make recommendations.
oh,
And
yeah,
obviously, with the Olympics going on, it's making some recommendations. And I think that's the one thing that we have to keep in mind is right now with the Olympics, throughout the Super Bowl, we saw a lot of conversations and commercials about AI. They were demonstrating how people can search and learn more about the Olympic events as they're going on. So take a look at always what the suggestive questions are, because to your point, as you're looking for a service for an automobile or your maintenance schedule, what it will start doing is making recommendations for what they should be searching for. So that's what shop owners should understand their customers are seeing.
that's exactly right. So I just put in a basic one here of what's a good maintenance schedule. I mean, this may not be the very best prompt, essentially, but when I do this, it's now searching and scouring the internet, and it's going to give me a lot of information here, right? So it's telling me right off the bat, here's a recommended maintenance, um, prim- primarily a minor service, oil change, filter change, tire rotation, that type of thing. But it gives you a whole checklist here, right? And of course, it's saying consult your owner's manual, but it's even showing you the sources that it's pulling it from. One of them's a Kia dealership, and one of them is Reddit, right? So, like anything, you take it with a grain of salt, but you can then go into it and ask it further questions. I think is really cool because now you're just having a conversation. But the other key part here is now businesses are showing up over here in the search, right? In
Yes.
this case, I mean, it's Kia dealerships or car dealerships, what have you, that have service businesses. But especially if they're searching for something that's more relevant to a location. What if I were to ask a question like, I usually talk these days to my computer, so my typing is getting worse. So again, I'm asking, and if I'm in a conversation, what are repair shops for Kia in Colorado Springs, for example? So again, it's now searching it, and this part here may look familiar because what this is Google Maps, Google Business
Sure.
Profile, and it's now pulling it right into my AI mode search, right? And it's not just Kia dealerships; it's showing me all different types, independent shops, um, it's showing me official Kia dealerships. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, it didn't look like this.
No.
It's changing that fast, right? It's showing me all these different things, maps. And again, you're looking at something similar when you're on your phone, right? So not only can you get, as a shop owner, can you get information that's helpful, your customers can get information that's helpful for them, but now you work with an agency or figure it out on your own of how can you as a business owner, repair shop owner, get shown in these searches. um, so it's going so fast, literally so fast, of how it's changing. Now's the time, if you have if you have apprehension about should I try to get more involved with learning how AI is going to help my shop? If not now, when? 2 years ago was a good time. 1 year was a good time. Last Thanksgiving was a good time. But here we are. We're mid February 2026. Now is the time. So do these
Absolutely.
simple things. What do you think, Laura?
I agree. For as fast as it's moving, now is the time to review your digital footprint, review your listings, review what's on your website. Would it be able to pull a schedule maintenance checklist for the prime vehicles that you want to service? So take that time to look through, even find out if your shop is going to show up as a solution, because the last thing you want to do is to be surprised that you were never even offered up. So take the time to check your listings, make sure they're thorough, make sure it's offering up exactly your services that you offer or what you want to be known for, because just as Brad demonstrated, it is changing. It used to be a few weeks ago, we'd say ads are coming. Now they're here. And so when it's able to pull in the maps and the ad opportunity, is that something that business owners should consider continuing or consider starting? So there is opportunity out there. But to Brad's point, it's not a good time just to sit back and wait and see. You want to be one of the first to the front line with your business information.
That's exactly right. Because, like what Laura was just saying, it's moving fast and your competitors are stepping up to the plate. So now is your time to shine as well. And if you're doing things in house, whether that's blog content, social media content, whatever it is, let's just pinpoint blog content. Start thinking about putting out content that's going to be specific to what people might be searching for and these AI mode searches. But also make sure you add 5, 6, 7 FAQ questions and answers to each of the written content blog posts that you're putting out there. And so that way, because that's a lot of the time where the Google AI is scraping from, for lack of a better word, is it's looking who has answers to these types of questions, right? So this is a good opportunity for you to, enhance your content.
Yes. And to your point, Brad, is not only enhance it, but maybe just refresh it, because AI wants information. It thrives on information. It thrives on specific information, not just generic vanilla, one flavor kind of information. It wants to be offering up specific solutions. And if you go back through your blogs or any of your content just to freshen it up, AI will realize that it is newer information. And as you add those specifics to it, if you say, well, this blog, it's cut and dry, there's really nothing I can add to it. To your point, consider adding some FAQs, because again, people are asking those questions online. And if you're answering them That's what AI is going to see, that you are the expert, and offer your shop information to them.
That's right. Or spruce it up by embedding a YouTube video that you put out. Put that on your blog post. One thing that Laura and I talked about a little earlier today is if you're not prolific at writing, which I'm not necessarily the best writer, use something on your phone or your computer for voice recording. Record a little jam session about what's going on in the state of your shop and the different things that are going on in your industry, and talk to your phone, and record it for a couple, 5 minutes, whatever, because now that audio file, that MP3 file, you can now upload that into different AI tools. Notebook LM would be one, Gemini would be one, where you're providing it, even ChatGPT, you're providing it with some sort of content. And if it's just voice content, it can then decipher some of these details and create content for you. Again, video, written content, whatever. It can make things for you right from your voice recording. So
Yes.
there's lots of tools you can use to do that.
Well, and I was just thinking, to your point earlier, you mentioned about the snow in your area. For the dealerships that have been in this winter and feel like that's a great conversation to have for customers that are looking to, post winter maintenance. What should they be concerned with? Has it sat in salt, or in our neck of the woods, it's cinders a lot of time? But just any of that could be a great conversation to record. People are wanting to maintain their vehicles to the best of their ability, and if you're putting those tips out there, they're gonna be calling you for service.
That's right. And by creating a blog post slash article, whatever you want to call it on your website, you now have that piece of content, that link to then share on your social media. And that will drive them back to your website. And where I'm at in the high country of Colorado, winter has barely begun. We're going to be dealing with winter for the next 3 months up here. And so now by talking about snow tires or getting things prepared with your vehicle so that it can handle the weather, or what's coming up when spring does arrive or summer does arrive. These are things to be talking about for content.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, now's the time. And again, it's changed so much where to create valuable content anymore is not like pulling teeth like it used to be. You don't have to be a professional copywriter. You don't have to have all these special tools, and you don't have to spend 2 hours writing a blog post. But it's crucial that you get content on your website. The old days, websites were static, and it was one and done. Your website was done and you hope that Google found it. Now you want to have a dynamic website. If your website is just a business card with no new information, nothing happening there, Google's going to ignore that. But if you are able to or need help doing something that's much more of a dynamic website with new information, new content, reach out. We'll give you some pointers and show you exactly how to do it yourself if you want, or we'll do it for you. But now's the time to really amplify your website to make it more dynamic, make it a content engine, for lack of a better word, because that's what shines when it comes to Google search. And now with AI mode, like we showed, the more information that's valuable, the more content you can put out, the better you're going to show and people are going to find you. Because as you can see by seeing AI mode, this isn't just in Google. If you're using DuckDuckGo, if you're using Firefox, you're using Safari, they all have it now. They all have AI mode to some level. So it's just going to continue to grow.
And that information that they add, that's what feeds the AI, and it is hungry. It is very hungry, and we saw only, what, 6% of businesses using AI in 2025, and it's anticipated 60% here by the end of 2026. So if you're listening to Brad's podcast, this video right now, you're already ahead of the game, and it really moves you forward knowing that you're a proactive shop owner and you're going to have the information out there that people are looking for.
Laura, I really appreciate that. With that, we'll wrap up this week's episode of America's Best Shops. Hopefully, this was helpful. Follow us, like us, tell your friends about us, and we'll catch you on the flip side.